Hello and welcome to Writing Quest, the show where me and my brother write a book and show everything.
Step by step, everything.
Word by word, page by page, idea by idea.
Yeah.
Anything else? Is there other things that go into writing a book? So many things.
Well, every book needs a cover for you to judge it by.
Whoa. But before that, my name is Brendan, this is Aiden. Welcome to Writing Quest. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
So, Aiden gave me a birthday present, and the birthday present was the cover for our book.
Yeah.
And I say, I was very surprised. It was pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, you pretty much, anytime you do graphic design stuff, I'm like, oh, that's pretty awesome. But I was like, you're like, I did the cover, and I'm like, uh-huh. And then it was like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. So,
should we show
we reveal it? How do we want to do it? Like, we're going to conjure it? We're going to, like, flame it into existence?
I feel like it needs to be all black, like instant finish. It needs to be like build up music, like I don't know. Is that too much or is that?
I don't know. Here we go. Let's magic fingers. Ready?
Oh, that kind of magic fingers.
Oh yeah, it's like lighting. Okay. Oh, sorry, we don't have it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, cover. We're trying it one more time. 1, 2, 3, cover. What do you think of that? That's pretty hot potatoes, I think.
Hot potatoes.
Yeah. So you can check out the cover on Instagram. We posted it there. It's also on the Wattpad now. So if you go to Wattpad, you see the new cover design.
And it looks significantly better than the old design.
Yes. Yes, it does. Which I thought worked pretty well.
It worked pretty well.
Yeah. Good evolution, though. And it'll probably keep changing.
Yeah, I think so, too. Also, can we mention something that's a little bit obvious, I'd say?
Is it obvious?
I don't know. It could be a little bit different for people that don't know.
Is the thing you want people to notice how awesome our new set design is? Look at the set design. We like it. If you've been watching the show, you've seen we've had a couple iterations. We did a version that we just decided we just didn't like it. Didn't like how it was working.
We tried to do the 2-shot back and forth in the previous video.
The 2-shot. Well, the one worked, but then you needed the room.
It's true. So the set used to be upstairs, now it's downstairs.
Yeah, and then we tried the 2-shot thing, and we just kind of decided, it wasn't my favorite. So here we are, brand new set. We love it. We think it's great.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And then the next exciting, this is like a newsreel. It's like the newsreel.
I feel like we're news reporters.
Yes. And next on tonight's evening news, or this morning, or whenever you're watching it.
Sure. On the toilet.
We had a big milestone in the book.
We did hit a big milestone.
Tell them what it is.
We hit 10,000 words.
10,000 words. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Now, I want to say something. A cheap move occurred. Aiden probably doesn't even know what the cheap move is. I spent days writing thousands of words, and then Aiden comes in and writes like 200 and pushed it over the edge.
Wait, with what?
The 10,000.
Oh, yeah, I totally stole it.
I had been like every day I was like toiling away. I was like, and I was like almost there, and I was gonna jump back in and write more to do it.
I popped on.
I get into the book because we have a shared document. I get into the book and it's at like 10,200 or something, and I was like,
I popped on.
You totally stole my thunder.
It was it was at 9,750, and I was like, oh, I could write 250 words.
I had written
I wrote 500 words. Thank you very much.
I had written 4,000 in like 3 days.
Congratulations.
I was like pushing really hard.
Thank you for making my dreams of hitting 10,000 words possible.
Yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm not bitter. I'm just upset. Anyways, we're past it. We're at 10,000 words. What's really exciting too is that, so I felt a need of, like, we'd been moving so fast through the story. I felt a need, like, to go back. Mm-hmm. And so what I actually did for probably 2,000 of those words that I did in those couple of days is I added more words to the prologue. And I think I started on the next chapter.
I still haven't read it either. Yeah. All of your changes.
So we were reading, like, each chapter was only like 1,500 words, but it was kind of like we're just like getting how are they getting from A to B? So then I went back in that first one and just kind of added like descriptors here and there and different lines of dialogue and changed a couple, like just kind of ironed it out, fleshed it out, made it bigger. So like prologue now is closer to 4,000 words, which is more of like, it's like 12 to 15 pages long, which is better. Yeah.
It's a decent chunk, yeah.
That's the progress of the book. I think we're into chapter 4 now.
Chapter 4, chapter 5. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. And I think it's progressing nicely. You can read it on Wattpad, as always.
What I think is really great, we are writing a book and it is getting out there. And something that I'm really starting to look forward to is the destiny of this channel is for us to make a video that is how to write a book.
But we won't have to because we've already done it.
It'll be everything. It'll be like the summary. Like that is
Yeah.
the epitome of what this channel is supposed to be. Is
Well, and
a
that's-
video that is how to write a book.
My thing is like, you know, we've said this, I think we said this in our one of previous episode is like, we can't really say like, this is how to write a book because we're not published authors. We're not, we're totally amateurs. Like I've written a rough draft of, I've finished a manuscript, but it's horrible. And then
It's
like
readable.
the bones are there, but it's wildly rife with problems.
Yes.
You've written a lot of words, but like you know, I don't know. We don't know what we're
I like stories.
we like to show the creative process. We wanted to show, like, we started it because I kept seeing all these things of like, here's theory on how to write, here's this, here's that. And I'm like, I want to see someone toiling away at it.
Yeah,
Like, what is that like?
you actually get to see the story. I'm enjoying learning how to write a book. So you get to see the story of us figuring this out.
And speaking of that, we are finally getting to something
No.
that Aiden, I've been wanting it forever. We're finally getting to something that Aiden has been clamoring for. We keep saying it, we keep not doing it, and here today, finally,
We are
we're
making
gonna do some outlining.
outlining. We're making an outlining video, and it's needed to happen for so freaking long.
But I think it's good though, because so if you followed along with the story, the characters are now split. So we've got kind of two storylines, which makes it a little easier. Because we're gonna have Rose's story, and then we're gonna have Guinan and Gorath.
Yes.
So today we're going to be primarily brainstorming ideas for Ro.
I think so. Brainstorming and coming up with the plot arcs. So, like, Ro is here. This is a survivalist story for her in this book. And so the arc of that story is she needs to survive, ending with she survives. Whoa. And then
How does she get there?
how does she get there? Like, what is everything necessary? So it's like shelter, food, water, all the basic stuff. And then, lightning strikes, she loses it all. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, what is that story?
Let's just establish the first scene and then where we want her to end up.
That's true.
That's where we should start.
That's what we
So
should
the
start
first scene to me is...
Wait, Brendan, we have to show them something we've never shown them before.
What?
The outline.
Oh, yeah. So this outlining type thing is based off of J.K. Rowling's, I think.
It's true.
So what have we got here, Aiden?
This is our outline, which is based off of...
J.K. Rowling's outlining, which I don't know if she did all of them this way, but she at least did like the first book. I suppose she used it for everything.
You may notice something about this, Brendan. It's blank.
Yes.
We gotta fill it. That's it.
Here we go. So let's put Rose's name there at the top, at the first character area.
Character. Here's how you outline. First thing you do is you write down the name.
So the way this is designed is that she's got it like chapters, and then you have your kind of different characters or storylines at the top. And so basically it's just kind of a way to make sure like you've balanced things. So we're gonna not necessarily use it like that at the moment, I think. Mm-hmm. We're just kind of jotting some ideas. So to me, first scene is she is teleported through the...
Well, so wait. So chapter 1, we don't even have one for prologue yet. So the prologue.
Let's start down at I suppose it would be chapter 5 is where we start with her.
Chapter 5.
It's just because we'll have to rearrange some.
Okay. So chapter 5. Very first thing, what's Ro doing?
Okay, so she's just got transported through the import, unbeknownst to her.
Yes.
So her and this wolf pup end up... The question is, do we want them to end up at the Evertree or close to it and they discover it?
Close to it and they discover it.
Okay, so they land in a random clearing and...
I think that it needs to be something like How to Train Your Dragon with Toothless being in like that bowl and he can't escape. Mm-hmm. It needs to be something like that. Otherwise, the wolf pup could just run away.
Well, but it wouldn't necessarily. So basically, they've transported. Neither one of them knows where they are. Mm-hmm. So now they have to rely on each other. So this particular chapter needs to be. They're very disoriented in the beginning. Mm-hmm. They realize they kind of need each other, and so it's like the getting to know you chapter. And then so the story. So I suppose that chapter could end with it could either end with them finding the Evertree, or it could just end with them like finally getting a camp set up or something.
I think you're going way farther ahead than it needs to. I think Rose's story is smaller, therefore we can spread it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens in this one?
So this is the problem state. So she's wounded, right? So she's wounded. She has a wolf pup, or correction. Let's just say that the wolf pup runs off. Then it's just Ro. Then we don't even have to worry about the wolf pup. So wolf pup runs off, because honestly, she's the problem for it. Right now. It runs off. She's wounded.
Would it run off though? Because she just saved it from a terrifying monster.
She could have, but yes, it's a pseudo-intelligent wolf, right? It's also a puppy. It's a scared child.
Yeah.
I think if anything, I think that she grabbed it, not because it was like, please protect me, human. No, it was just like, she was like, you're getting fluffy, I'm freaking out. She just grabs the dog, and then it's just along for the ride, and it's like, what is happening right now? And then finally it's like, let me go!
And then runs off.
And then runs off.
But it needs to come back. So maybe at the end of this chapter, is it coming back to her?
Or start of the next chapter.
Or start of the next chapter.
So I think that this one is the one where Ro realizes everything. Everything. She's wounded. Problem. She realizes that now she has to survive. The idea of not even finding anybody, because she, just as they considered her dead, right, when she imported away,
she has to have that crushing realization of like,
no one's coming.
I am alone and no one can find me. No one's coming. Man, that's gonna be a depressing chapter.
No one is coming. But then there's a point of clarity when she accepts that, or it's like, well, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Except to survive.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So that's it. Dog runs away. One of the cool obstacles could be she's wounded, so she can't escape. If we're going with the bull thing where they're both trapped in kind of a natural...
I don't think it needs to be so specific, but
like, they can't get out of this situation. Maybe it's just a crevice where it's...
Or maybe she's just hurt and she can't really go far.
Or that. Something. It'd be cool if there's a natural barrier that they have to transcend, and... because that gives us a nice actual physical thing that's like next.
Yeah.
And then next chapter can be wolf, and maybe she finds food and it's hungry and it's forced because she's so nice and feeds the little puppy.
So maybe the next chapter is it comes in, and obviously this is all timey-wimey, but wolf pup comes back. So this will be they kind of start getting to know each other chapter.
Bonding.
Yep.
Slowly bonding. Ro feeds it.
They find a way to, maybe she traps a rabbit, or they're...
She needs to reflect on relationships. I feel like that's important because, I mean, she's going to have a lot of alone thoughts, downtime.
Yeah, these are 2 chapters will be... After this, though, we've got to pick it up because that's 2 chapters of just like...
So remember...
around... You know?
Right. Well, so...
The action is slower.
For her, it just has to be.
Yeah.
You know? So, and that's why we're pairing it with Agorth and Guy, and they can have the quicker upper thing. The problem is, though, is that they don't... Agorth and Guyan are going to be the ones that have the exciting stuff where, oh, these dark creatures are attacking us.
Right.
You know, Ro isn't going to have that.
So somewhere in here, we've got to up the danger. Like, what are her obstacles that we can throw at her? She's going to have an injured leg. So maybe the injured leg keeps getting worse. It's not getting better. So they figure out, oh, crap, maybe we got to get to cleaner water. Or, I don't know, you know. So we've got to find her obstacles. Because Guy and Gorath, like you said, they're going to have the monsters. They're going to have the...
Right. What's here? Oh, you have this for all the books.
No. The template came with a bunch of books.
Okay, so...
We are not necessarily writing 10 books. Well...
You don't know that, Brendan. Okay, obstacles for Ro of Wolves and Wizards.
Well, for the beginning of this, it's going to be very simple. It's going to be...
Wounded leg.
Need to find food. Need to make shelter. Need to make fire.
Barrier. Shelter.
At some point, we could maybe have... Oh, dangerous wild animal. Maybe she comes across some goblins or something. I don't know. Is there goblins?
Are there goblins?
I suppose it could be.
Goblins, question mark?
Or like little mini goblins. Like they're not super dangerous, like gnomes. Maybe she comes across gnomes.
Mini gnomes? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
Are mini gnomes smaller than normal gnomes?
Regular gnomes? Question mark?
There's a lot of gnomes going on. She could come across something that wouldn't she could overcome it and it's not like the raging, terrifying wolf bear monster, but it's something that is either an annoyance or, because part of this survival story I think would be fun is she gathers some other beings.
Yeah.
So by the time she ends up meeting with Gain and Agorath, maybe there's a little troll person and there's a little... she finds maybe an elf. I don't know.
Fairies?
Yeah, she ends up having, a team of misfits.
Team of misfits.
Towards the end. I don't know.
I like it. That sounds like a fun. And then they have their own problem of dark creatures are attacking us. Save us, oh save us.
Yeah. That voice is terrible, but also not terrible. Whoa. So, yeah, that could be cool. That could be a cool way of, introducing some different elements. I feel like now that I'm thinking about this, we could introduce a lot of times, especially Lord of the Rings, is just, elves, dwarves. It's just...
Ents.
Yeah. But it's we could have fairies and druids and gnomes and...
Badgers.
Badgers? I don't know,
We're taking this up a notch, Brendan.
You know what? I regret every decision I've ever made.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
So wounded leg sounds like a battle. Mm-hmm. Natural barrier, shelter, fire,
and then some emotional obstacles are her own
emotions.
Can I do this? Shame for how she treated people.
Mental games, shames.
All the shames.
Regret.
So these first 2 chapters of her surviving will be a lot of that.
Yeah.
Emotional, there's going to be some physical things to overcome, but then a lot of I'm alone, everything is scary, hearing noises, jumping, being really jumpy,
It's true. I think, man, you're going to hate me for this.
I am.
Already.
You don't even need to say it.
We need to
I hate you.
outline. We need to be very episodic with Ro because she's such her own story right now that I think that we could do something along the lines of Dan Harmon's story circle. Mm-hmm. I think that we could try that for Ro for maybe not all of these problems, but that I think that would be good practice for us. Mm-hmm. I think it would keep Ro busy and growing as a character because we got to make it interesting. Maybe she got encounters orcs. So that'd be cool.
I do think though for pacing, she's got to meet the Evertree after those 2 chapters. We got to the third one. She's got to find it.
Yeah,
just to kickstart the story.
Yeah, there's definitely
because she's got to start on her journey.
I think we need to set up a status quo and then introduce things that she conquers and stuff.
Hey, that's a good start. We started on some
pretty decent
outlining, Aiden. We finally did it.
We did it.
Hot dang. You know what? We're done.
Congratulations.
Book's done. Channel's over.
Look at that. We did 2 squares right there. We did 2 squares.
We should go in and we can film that other stuff.
I think that we need to fill this in.
I'll start outlining book 2.
No. We need to outline
book 2.
We need to outline these here, and we can just do it off screen, do it really quick, just so we have the information there, and then we can explain it, what we did. What a novel concept, I know. And then, yes, I think we can do that.
All right, perfect. I think that's all the time we have for this episode. How'd you think it went, Aiden?
There's so much
You
work
look exhausted.
There's so much work to do.
What did you think? It's writing a book. Do you think it was just going to be unicorns and candy? That would be sweet. We should have unicorns.
And candy.
2 Harry Potter. We could do candy.
Oh, we could do a quadricis.
Oh, lordy.
Which is a 4-horned, 4-winged horse.
Where do you put all the wings?
On top of each other.
Seems like a flight risk.
Probably is. It's a horse.
Odin's horse has 6 legs. Does it have 8 legs or 6?
It has 6 legs. 4 of them are out front.
So the back's just
chilling.
Got enough power, I guess? I don't know. I don't know how horses work.
It's late.
Yes, it is. Well, anyways, this has been Writing Quest, where we write a book. This has been fun. We finally did some outlining.
We need to do more.
Need to do more. We also need to keep writing. Thanks for joining the quest. Like, subscribe, comment. We are also on Instagram, Wattpad, Twitter, all the things. Check out the podcast if you haven't seen that. And we hope you enjoy the show and the new set and the book and everything everything. This has been Random Quest. Hiya! Ooh, ha, ha, what's up?